Hi everyone, my name is Martha and welcome back to my channel. I just was in the mood to film a video because I haven't sat down and filmed a video in a really long time. As you can tell, the background is different because I moved to my own place. Yeah, that's really exciting. It's so weird. I don't know, it's still surreal. It doesn't feel like I really moved into an apartment by myself. So I don't know, I just wanted to update y'all on my life and just talk and put on makeup. I don't even know why I'm putting on makeup high-key because like I'm about to just go to the gym and sweat it all off, but at the same time I have so much makeup. Like I was organizing my makeup the other day and I realized how much makeup I have and I was like, wow, this is really not okay. I need to just start wearing it. So I'm gonna do that. Let's do this. Since I'm really not going anywhere for real, I just put on my e.l.f. primer. It's the poreless primer and I think it's the only one I use, and the under eye primer. The poreless primer actually was decently filled up my pores here. My nose pores are the biggest, so it didn't really like cover up them completely, but I think it did a decent job in like camouflaging like the pores I have right here. So I'm actually gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty foundation. So if you watched my other review, or my other video with the review of this foundation, I actually had the shade 390, right? So in the video, I annotated that I was gonna go back and get 360 to mix, and I did that, right? And so I mixed 360 and 390, and 390 was just so orange that it didn't even help. Like the 360 didn't even help. I could still see the orange and I just felt so self-conscious wearing it because I was just like, I look gross. I just didn't like the color. I just didn't like looking orange. So like the shade was perfect, I think, to like match my hands. Yeah, like I don't know if you can tell because of the lights, but like my hands are a little darker than my face, but 390 was just too orange. So, and I didn't really feel like mixing because I was just like, with 40 shades, I just need to find one shade. That's all. I just want one shade. So I went back and got 370, and this is my perfect face color, I think. It definitely doesn't like, it's not like perfect in the sense that like it captures like the darkness I have over here in terms of like, you know, the perimeter of your face tends to be darker than the center. So I think it definitely matches the center of my face perfectly, but I have to put bronzer on to like match the rest of my face, which is fine, you know. So I'm gonna put that on and just show you guys what it looks like, you know, on this side. This is what it looks like. This is 370, like I said. And as you can see, it blends into my skin really well. You know, this is definitely my color. I don't know, man. I really thought like 390 was the one because I just don't like to look ashy, you know what I mean? I just wasn't trying to look ashy, you know? And that backfired because I just looked like an Oompa Loompa, so whatever. So yeah, so this is, yeah, as you can see, like the color match I think is like spot on. Yeah, this is pretty spot on. You can tell, like I can tell like when I put it down on my chin, it's a little lighter, but like in the center of my face, it's perfect. And if you've watched other reviews of this foundation or the one I filmed, you'd know that this foundation dries really quickly. So you gotta work in small sections with this one. Very small sections. And yeah. I don't know why I like this with a brush more than a sponge. Maybe I need to just try the shade with a sponge, because when I tried it with the sponge with the, I mean, I liked it. It's just like, I don't know why. I think with the sponge I can tell that it dries more quickly. I don't know, which is weird because you think like a damp sponge would help it dry slower, but I find that I have more blending time with a brush, or just easier to blend with a brush for some reason. Let me update you guys on my life. What's new? So I am officially INDEPENDENT living on my own. It's super duper, not weird, but like, it's definitely I mean, it wasn't, okay, so it wasn't hard for me to like move out. I thought it would be. I think I thought it was gonna be much harder than it was for me, but I think it's mainly because I didn't move super far from home anyway. So like, I'm really still close to my family. I think this move would have been a lot harder if I had to move to the other side of the country or the other side of the world, or even to like a decently far city. But as you guys know, I think I mentioned this in other videos, I like to apply my orange corrector after my foundation because I find that foundation evens out your skin tone a little bit, and it really shows you where you actually need to apply corrector rather than putting on a lot of corrector at the beginning and then having to put more foundation over it to cover up the orange and then putting concealer. So I like to do it this way because I find that like I tend to put more concealer than foundation anyway, because like concealer is actually meant to conceal and foundation's meant to even out your skin tone, you know? So I do this after because I find that I apply just the right amount when I do it after my foundation. I'm pretty sure this video is already gonna be mad long. I already know, because I just talk a lot, and I'm super slow at doing my makeup in general, but then when I talk at the same time, it just becomes like just super slow motion. So, but yeah, so moving out was a big step for me because I'd been living with family, and I think that was great for saving money for the first year since I graduated, and I think that was a smart choice instead of trying to jump into being independent and like struggling to like, you know, balance my bills and my life and my edges, and you know, so staying with family and saving money for a year was great, and I saved a good amount of money, and like, you know, that was good for my like mental peace of mind in terms of like trying to figure out myself as a person and a professional, and like having to deal with like bills and stuff would have just been, for me at the mental state that I was after graduation, like I was exhausted. So like I don't think it would have been the best or the most ideal situation for me. Like I'm sure I could have like survived it and maybe even thrived, but like I think waiting and like staying with family and doing that was better for me at the time, you know? So now being on my own, I think because of my like living situation prior to this, and just like living with family, like family's great and all, there's so many benefits to living with family outside of just the money, you know, aspect. But for when you have like a sometimes difficult family and like you don't always see eye to eye, and like being Nigerian, bruh, like African families are just like immigrant families, you know, like you're always a kid until you have your own kid in your parents' eyes, and it's like I'm adult, like can I be grown at, you know what I mean? And I get you're living under their roof, and it's like, you know, you want to be respectful and everything, but like come on. Like I'm 23, bro, like come on. Like sometimes you don't need to be asking me like, can you clean your room? Like it's like, okay, like I get it, this is like your house too, like, you know what I mean? Like I get this is like your house, like, you know what I mean, it's your parents' house, but sometimes it's just like I'm also an adult, like I don't need you to check up on me. Like I got through 4 years of college, and of course I cleaned my own room at that time, so like why are you asking me these questions? You know what I mean? But like, you know, just some, you know, just little things. And then sometimes there were bigger things where it was just like, I don't know, I just it wasn't good for me in terms of being productive and like feeling like I could come home and like have a clear head, you know? Because I'm a person, like I'm definitely an ambivert. I'm, you know, I can be extroverted and social and like be around people. Like I'm pretty good at it, you know? I'm pretty good at like even pretending sometimes that I'm more social than I really am. But like there's something about having a peace of mind that I just truly enjoy. So like being at home sometimes and like being around family, because sometimes family just doesn't understand who you are now. Like family always, I forget what show it was from. I think it was from Being Mary Jane, and Mary Jane was talking about visiting her family and taking her boyfriend to see her family, and she was just talking about how like it was like a nervous experience for her, and the guy was like, I understand, like to your family you always somehow are 15 years old. And I was just like, that's exactly how I feel when I'm around family. Like I always feel like I'm back to my like 15-year-old self, and like I'm just unsure about what I want or what I'm doing. Like obviously I'm more confident than I was when I'm 15, but it's like they just always they tend to view you as a 15-year-old, and you tend to revert back to those ways where you were like unsure, or that you were emotionally immature, and you responded in a way that was emotionally immature instead of like acting like the adult you are. Because family just somehow knows how to like push buttons or like get you in a place where you just thought you weren't anymore. You know, you thought you were like mature and you got your whole life together, and then your family will do something or act away, and you're just like, I don't know what to say. Because if a person who was not my family said this to me, I would be like, you know, I would know exactly what to say. But like when my family does these things to me or says these things, it's like, what do I say? Like, what do I do? And it's not necessarily like super bad or hurtful things all the time, you know what I mean? And it's not necessarily that. I'm just talking about just like even something like simple, like just like being in your space. Like when a person you don't know is in your space, you can be like, back up. But when your family's in your space, you don't want to be rude or mean, or you know what I mean? Just so sometimes it's just like you just hold your tongue, and at a point for me, I just get tired of holding my tongue, and I just need my space, you know? So yeah, but that's just me. So all right, so I'm gonna set this. I think this primer that I used made my face really like shiny, which is weird. I don't know, I need to set my face. Let's do that. Sugar. I'm using this black radiance powder, and it has a very like camel yellow undertone or tone to it, you know, which I like because it's definitely the right amount of yellow for me, but still enough brown, you know, if that makes sense. And I think the shade is Golden Cashews. I just feel like I look really dark right now. I don't know, because okay, that's what it is. This foundation dried down darker. I was gonna say, because when I put it on, I was like, this is so light, and now I'm like, I just got really like darker out of nowhere. And that's what it is about this foundation. Because 390, like when I first put it on, I was like, okay, this is tolerable. But then when it dries and I look at myself in the mirror throughout the day, it's just like, bro, who am I? Like, this is not what I put on in the morning, you know? So, and I just did not like it. So I had to return it. And now I'm so much happier with 370. This powder is very creamy. I don't know if it's because of this brush I'm using that like picks up a lot of product, but this powder looks very creamy when it's like on this brush, and like, if that makes sense, you know? I don't know. It's just very smooth, real smooth. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that powder on this brush, this powder brush, just apply it lightly to the rest of my face. Very lightly. Yeah. I feel like I look super yellow now because of this powder. Whatever. I'm not going anywhere special. I'm just going to the gyms. Yeah. Okay, so moving out, being on my own has been great. I don't even know where I was. This video is gonna be all over the place in terms of topics, because when I talk fast, and like I tend to stutter when I talk fast, or like I also have a slight lisp, which becomes more obvious when I talk too fast. So yeah, I'm sorry, but oh, this looks like it matches so much better now. Whoa, what the fuck? Yeah. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna spritz my face because I feel really dry. But I don't know. It's like I just feel really powdery, like not too overwhelmingly so, but a little more than I thought I would. But yeah. So I like being on my own because honestly, if I'm being honest, the best part about being alone is being able to like take my pants off and like not like be weird about it, you know? Because I can't take my pants off when my grandma's just chilling, you know, on the couch, you know? Like, I'm sure I could get away with it, but it's like, it's just weird, okay? It's just weird. But when I'm in my own house, I ain't gonna answer nobody. I can take my pants off and with no questions asked, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's just nice. This is nice. So yeah, I really love this color, like on me. Like, I don't know if I can tell like how perfect this color is, because 390 was just oh my God, now that I think about it, it was just so dark. Like even this sometimes like is like remotely dark, but like compared to my hand, it's like basically the same color. So yeah, okay. But yeah, I don't know. So how about, besides moving in, what's new with me? Oh man, I just have been in like a journey to self-discovery and I feel like it's me all the time. I've just been in a mood where I just like, I don't know what it is. Like, I mean, obviously my like depression and my anxiety are a huge part of my life and a thing that I'm like likely gonna have to like balance throughout my whole life, but I've been good. Like, I need to slow down. I feel like I'm at a point at this moment in time because things for me change very quickly when it comes to my depression and, you know, my whole mood. I just feel so like positive. I think that might be one that I feel like I've just been I've been taking care of my health better, like in terms of like taking like prescriptions and any like vitamins and all those things that I need to take to feel good. And then also going to the gym more and like, yo, I've been killing it at the gym. I'm gonna toot my own horn, but I'm you know, I'm just doing my thing. But no, in all seriousness, like I just have been putting more time into myself health-wise, and I can see the benefits there. So that's been really good for me in terms of my mood. I think the part where I feel most unsure about my life is like career-wise and like my future. I just don't know what I want to do with my life. I'm still struggling to figure that out. It's because like I've just been toying with so many ideas because I feel like I can see myself doing so many things, but I think the one thing that I would need to have to be happy or at least fulfilled in my job is to be able to connect with people in an interpersonal way. You know what I mean? A very like deep connection with people. And I can't necessarily put my finger on how I need to have that done, which is why I think I thought I wanted to be in the medical field for so long, because it's kind of like a innately personal field, because you're taking care of other people's health, you know, and that's a big responsibility. And you have to build relationships with people to do it well, I believe. But I just wasn't about that med school life, if I'm being honest. I just could not. And I didn't, and like, you know what I mean? Like, if I really felt like being a doctor was what I wanted to do, I think there would have been a part of me that would have pushed through. But like, at the same time, like being depressed in college is some real shit, you know what I mean? It's honestly very challenging, you know? So I really don't know if I could have made it if I actually did stay as pre-med, but actually I probably wouldn't have graduated, or I don't know. Yeah, I honestly don't think I would have made it out, you know? But yeah, so I've let go of the whole doctor thing. I'm okay with not being a medical doctor. But I have recently been toying with the idea of going back to school. Sorry, just dropped my foundation. I've been toying with the idea of going back to school to get like either a healthcare management, some type of degree, so I could be in like the healthcare administration side, or to be a clinical psychologist, because I've been reading, who is it? Brene Brown. And like I just started getting into her because my friend recommended her, and I know she's gonna be happy that I mentioned her and shouted her out. Been to it, but honestly, like she is just I just want to be her. Honestly, like she is. I've never just felt so like spiritually awoken. Is that a word? Awoken. You know what I mean? I just feel like something inside of me has just been woken up by reading Brene Brown. But yeah, I just have been toying with those ideas because one, the idea of being a healthcare administrator person, wow, that sounds really official, but being in healthcare administration entices me because I like to be in charge. I like to be the boss. I don't like to take orders, if I'm being honest with myself. I'm a team player, most definitely, but I like to know that my opinion, not my opinions, the things that I do have a direct impact on the people I'm working towards or working for, you know what I mean? And then I also like to know that my opinion is valued, and like what I'm doing is actually making visible change directly because of what I'm doing or what I'm making, what decisions I'm making, you know? So I just like to be, I was gonna say I like to be on top, but that's really mean, but I just like to be in charge, and like I can't feel fulfilled in a job where I'm not, it's important to me, you know, whatever my definition of important is, I can't be in a job that I don't feel important, you know? So ultimately, like maybe like not in the early stages of my career, but if I don't feel like I'm working towards a career or a role where I feel important, I know I'm not going to be happy. And then for the clinical psychologist area of things, like I love focus, bro. I love listening to people's like problems and listening to people. Wow, so also I salivate when I talk too fast, so that's just a problem that I have. Sorry. I love listening to people open up. That's the thing. It's not necessarily people talking about their problems, because it doesn't necessarily have to be anything bad, but I love to see people be their most honest and like genuine self, no matter how that is. I think it's also why I really love dancers, because dance just takes a level of vulnerability. What the I can't talk. Dancing really takes a level of vulnerability that like you can't really explain. Like it's not like necessarily courage or anything, but I mean, it kind of is courage. But you know, you have to be vulnerable to be really into the music and like let other people see you be into the music and really feel yourself and feel confident. You know, dancing is hard, okay? It's a performance, just like any performing art. You have to really let yourself be emotionally open and in touch with whatever emotions you're trying to convey to other people. You know what I mean? You have to first feel it and believe it before you can convey that to other people. I know this is getting real deep about dance, but like that's what I'm just trying to say, okay? But yeah, so yeah, I just like if you're a psychologist, your job is really to like take on other people's innermost vulnerabilities, honestly, and like listen to them, validate them, and like, you know, help them through any issues they're having, or just not even necessarily just issues, but like listen to them and make them feel validated, really. And I like things where I can make other people's experiences and like just lives just feel valuable, because everyone has intrinsic value. You really don't have to like work to be valuable. You don't have to earn your value. You have it as you are. And I think there are things we can do to kind of like enhance other people's view of our value, or even enhance the way we view our own value. But we do have value as we are today as human beings. It's like, as each person who's a child of God, and you know, the way we're made today, we have value. So I like to be able to connect with people and show them how they have value, and also how things in their lives are getting in the way of them seeing their own value. So that's the thing about being a psychologist that kind of really like entices me. But sometimes I get really down, because I'm like, wow, I'm not smart enough to go back to school, because I barely graduated the first time. Like, obviously I didn't fail. Like, my grades weren't horrible or anything, but it's like, I'm not gonna lie, my grades weren't the most impressive, you know, if I'm being honest with myself. So, I don't know, I'm just really insecure about like the thought of like applying to schools, because I'm like, now I'm gonna have to explain my like weak ass GPA and my like weak ass grade in this one class, and you know, it's just like, how am I gonna do this, you know? How am I gonna tell them like, I wanna be a psychologist, but like, I barely graduated college because I was depressed too, so like, you know, I don't know. I'm sure like, there are ways I could like work through that, because I'm sure I'm not the only person to ever think about grad school who didn't do super hot in undergrad, but like, sometimes it just like, you know, just intimidating, because especially like I see people who are in grad school now and like they'll post about it on Facebook and stuff, and just like I've been reading some blogs, and you know, like if we're being honest, like the material benefits of being like getting your PhD are not that high compared to like working in the same, like if working full time in my current job for 6 years rather than being a PhD student, I'd make more money working my job right now, even though, you know what I mean, like I'm sure being a student and like being a psychologist could be rewarding in it, like in the future, but it's like there's so many checks and balances, and like, do I want to make money now, or do I want to make money later, or do I want to just make money now and not be satisfied, or like not make money and then be satisfied in the future? So there's so many different like options and things to weigh and consider that I'm just like, I just want someone to pick this for me. Just someone to tell me what to do, you know? And like, obviously that's not how life works. I'm a big girl. I gotta make choices for my, hold on, where the, there it is. There it is, my palette. I gotta make choices for myself, but sometimes I just, you know, it's just, it would be nice to be able to see into the future. Sorry, the camera cut off because I've been talking for like ever. It would be nice to have someone tell me like, hey, Martha, this is exactly where you need to be to achieve your goals, and this is how to get there. But obviously, it's not how life works, and you know, but I need to be, I don't know, I just need to be more prayerful and really trust God and like trust the process, because I don't know what I'm doing. High key, like I just don't know anything about anything, and I'm just figuring it out as I go. But I think the thing that makes me feel better is that like I know I'm not the only one, and like if I can be honest and open about how I'm figuring things out slowly, I think I just can feel so much more reassured in this process and like this time of uncertainty, you know. It's just, you know, because I feel like if I was me a year ago or even 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I would be terrified of like this feeling of like uncertainty, and like definitely I'm still scared at points in time. I'm like, wow, I really have no idea what I'm doing, and my friends are out here like living their best lives and making hella money and traveling, and like I'm just chilling in little old, you know, whatever, hometown. But ooh, I really like this color. I should have worn this today, because this is what I wore today to work, and this eyeshadow is literally the perfect match, and I'm so mad that I missed this opportunity. Whatever. I'm gonna apply mascara and I'll be right back. I'm gonna apply some bronzer, you know, some really light bronzer. But yeah, I think I was just, before I cut off the camera, I was talking about like my future in life, and yeah, just it's all really uncertain, and I'm just kind of taking it one day at a time. And what has helped as of lately, like I said, reading Brene Brown's books. Like I'm really trying to like make it a habit to read more, because I didn't realize like reading like a good book could like really just like uplift my mood so much. But yeah, you know what I wish men read self-help books more, because I think then like, because if we're being honest, like a lot of the violent and hurtful and emotionally stunted people in the world are men, which is why a lot of them are mass murderers and shooters and, you know, whatever. And that's it. Again, I know someone might be like, oh, look at you man hating. No, I'm being real. Like a lot of men are very violent, and which is why a lot of the people who commit violent crimes are men. Obviously women are capable, I'm not saying we're not, but in terms of like shooters, like mass shooters, majority if not always men, you know. So I think a lot of these men need to read self-help books to become more mature and productive and rational human beings. Like there's just too much shit going on with people, honestly. Like this Las Vegas like shooting, like what the fuck, bro? How like people are really like, honestly, like it's really like scary, like, and like things don't really surprise me. Like I'm not saying this is like normal and it should ever be normalized, but this is like, what? Like what were you like, what? This is where we're at, like with people, and just like people out here taking lives. Like obviously this is not new, but like damn. come on, fam. Like, for what? Like, what did you gain from doing this to people? That's why I just can't, like, I don't know. I just have a lot of feelings and, like, anger and annoyance and just frustration with the world. But yeah, I don't know. I feel so rusty with filming, man. This video is probably mad long too. Like, it's because I'm gonna edit it down as much as I can, but like, whatever. I'm gonna highlight my face, my favorite part. I'm gonna try to use a highlighter that I don't use often. So let's see. Oh, okay. I haven't used this one. This is the Precious Petals. I mean, I used it, but I don't use it often, so I'm gonna use that one to highlight. Highlighting is hands down my favorite part of my makeup routine. Like, let's try this again. Hold on. Okay, all right. I'm so annoying. I'm sorry. I just love highlight. Like, how could you not? Like, people who don't highlight, I don't even know why you put on makeup if you don't highlight. Like, what was the point? You wasted all that product for what? You wasted your time for what? Just to not highlight? Come on, sit down, go home, close your door, turn off the lights because you need to put on highlight. Why would you? Like, I don't know. I just don't get it. Why would you ever like wear makeup without highlight or some sort? You know, I don't know. That's just me. You know, it's just not my opinion. You know, I mean, I'm not even going anywhere, so I can't even talk shit, but like, I'm just saying, I don't know. All right, I look so bronzy and like, I don't know why, because summer's over. Why? This is the stuff that I do. I start looking bronzy and whatnot after summer ends. Like, why am I like this? But I mean, I guess this is like fall appropriate too, you know? I need to put something on my lips. Let's see, what am I gonna put on my lips? Let's see. ColourPop lip liner, and what color is this? Does it say? It doesn't even freaking say. Where is it? Oh, Taurus. I really like this look. I might actually wear this look tomorrow because it's so cute that I want to wear it out. This was one of those I would say unintentionally, well, I guess it was intentional. I kind of knew I wanted to do a monochromatic look, like to match my shirt, but I really like this look. Like, this looks so cute. Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, let me fix myself up. I feel like, okay, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like this last part of this video is just gonna be me rambling for like ever and ever and ever. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I could ramble forever about life and me and what I feel and what's going on in my head. But next time I do a chit chat, get ready with me. I think it's gonna be more focused on a specific topic. I think I'm gonna do one about like, actually I'm probably just gonna film a video about my insecurities, just cause I don't know, I just feel like I want to, cause I wanna say them openly to someone or something, cause I just have them in my head and like, they've been like, I get, like when I'm insecure, I kind of, like when I'm in an insecure mood or like frame of mind, like the insecure thoughts just kind of bounce back repeatedly and like with no end in sight. But the more that I come to like terms with them, they stop bouncing slower and slower, and you know what I mean? So like they're still there and I know them, and I think we all kind of know what our insecurities are, but like when we come to terms with them and acknowledge them and like come face to face with them, I feel like they kind of take up less movement and space in our head. So maybe I'll do that. I'll do a video like that. But yeah, it was really, it's weird getting back in front of a camera. I don't know, I hope you liked the video, but hope you like this makeup. It's real cute, low key, you know. Looking like a pumpkin spice latte. Yeah, so just stay tuned for more videos on my channel. Hopefully, I'm not hopefully, yeah, there will be when I get my life together. No, I'm gonna get my life together, and there will be more videos on this channel because I'm speaking it into existence. It's not an if, it's a when. But I'm gonna finally, hopefully this weekend, not hopefully, this weekend, I'm going to finish editing the Nigeria vlog and at least upload the second part. I think I'm gonna do 3 parts. I think that's enough, as much footage as I have. But yeah, I'll get the second part up at least this weekend. So Thanks for watching, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. If you want to see more content, just like, comment, and subscribe.